the computer has led to the creation of the electronic music genre we know today, there are some pieces that can even stump the greatest creator. Software and trackpads only go so far when it comes to music creation and performing. That's why we create new interfaces for musical expression, aptly dubbed NIME. We can use a combination of hardware, software, engineering, and a little bit of ingenuity to create these devices. In turn, they can aid us humans with innovative performances and interesting compositions. Some of the most intuitive designs can be turned into controllers, which is where the other common name comes from, controllerism. The designs that are not terribly expensive, fragile, or difficult to use can be turned into products to be sold and distributed. Regardless, whether you're using an Akai or a lightsaber that creates music depending on your swing, they all manipulate sounds differently from convention.
Controllerism and NIME are essentially the anti-keyboard revolution, using new designs to show the benefits of non-traditional controllers and the drawbacks of keyboards. For mainstream non-traditional controllers, those that emulate something that already exists, the main benefit is either ease of use in a live situation or expression in a recorded situation. A massive label of buttons that each play a chord is much easier to use in a live situation than a keyboard is, and a woodwind-style controller is much more expressive to use when you're recording than a keyboard would be. In a more avant-garde controller, the benefits are much more individualized, such as allowing a performer to control their music using their body while interacting with a crowd, allowing for mass control in an interactive installation using the theremin effect or cameras, or for simplicity by allowing a composer to write music using simply his thoughts, which is especially useful when the composer can't read written music. An important advantage of NIME and controllerism is that in this way it allows non-traditional musicians to play music. That is, people who normally couldn't play or write music are able to do so through these non-traditional means.
Controllerism and NIME are not synonymous with one another. For starters, if we contrast the two, they end up becoming the comparison of the consumer versus the inventor. Controllerism ends up being commercial due to the accessibility it possesses. It is almost always touch-sensitive or used by individuals' hands. Conversely, NIME can use neural control, biofeedback, accelerometers, gyroscopes, theremin effect devices, magnetic sensors, etc. In other words, controllers are simple to use, affordable, and not a far cry from traditional instruments, while NIME is traditionally used to innovate in the field of creation. We can perhaps compose a piece of music using a NIME device instead of, say, directly controlling the composition and arrangement of a piece using a controller. Recalling, NIME controllers have the power to create new ways of recording sound, such as creating MIDI values with velocities to creating MIDI values with breathing. NIME can also have many scientific applications, and overall, these devices expand the field of music creation and manipulation. These groundbreaking ideas created a whole new industry in which musical technicians can thrive and develop hands-on interfaces that warp, bend, and alter sound in ways never done before.
The concept of controllerism has changed the way the modern world plays music. By creating physical interfaces, companies have created, marketed, and established new ways of writing, recording, and nuancing sound. Controllers take sound and put it literally into the hands of the user, allowing them to create new ideas and ways of performing that can only be done with these interfaces. Controllerism has changed modern music with dozens of innovations and has created a whole generation of techies creating new ways of recording, mixing, and blending sound. This method of input is generally much more user-friendly and can be used by a novice. Even if you don't know sheet music, you can still record with ease. NIME has scientific applications which can create new fields and innovate existing ones. Overall, controllers are groundbreaking devices that have the power to create MIDI values out of pretty much anything, thereby making anything into an instrument.